Hi, so we are live. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. Welcome to the live feed of Unbiased today. And and once again, welcome to Telos Tuesdays. And thanks for Telos Tuesdays team and Telos Foundation for giving us the opportunity to be here today and share what we're doing and why we are doing with all of you guys. So let's get right into it. So first of all, please excuse me if I do some mistakes today. This is my first live stream, so yeah, let's announce it beforehand. Yeah, my name is Sukesh. I'm the CEO and founder of Unbiased. I don't know if you have heard of Unbiased before, but Unbiased is a Swedish tech startup focused on fighting fake news, misinformation, and biased AI on the internet. So, when did we start? We started back in 2018. Since the beginning of 2018, we have been working with this idea of how can we fight fake news and misinformation. But in November 2018, we officially established the company in Sweden, and then we started working towards this goal of fighting fake news and misinformation. During our journey, we faced a lot of challenges, both technical, financial, personal, and everything. So during this time, one of the key things we realized in order to fight fake news and misinformation is that there are a lot of complications because it involves human bias and perceptions and the current social media dynamics and um, the news media and everything. So it's so complicated and it's so interrelated. So it's a bit hard to come up with a single solution. People can come and claim that, okay, our solution is going to solve the issue of fake news, but it's always challenging to validate these claims. So when we started researching about the idea of fighting fake news, we started talking with people. We started talking and asking questions like, how do they consume information, or why do they? How do they make a decision on a political issue or a personal issue, whether it's booking a hotel or making a reservation or buying a product online or just going through social media feed? How can one make decision? So that's where it all started. So we have been asking these questions, and based on the feedback that we get from people, one of the common traits that we observed is basically that most of the people don't really care about the privacy these days. Of course, there is a trend changing right now, but majority of the people are not aware of the privacy issues that's happening, whether it's with Facebook or Google or any other platforms. So we have been researching the technical solutions as well, but soon we stumbled upon challenges like the bias. So one of the technical solutions we came up with is, of course, using AI or machine learning technologies to address this challenge. But then the bias plays a vital role in these technologies. So we soon started realizing that in order to build an algorithm on the internet in an unbiased fashion, it's almost impossible. So one has to build an algorithm in such a way that it's transparent, it's accountable, it's built in an ethical fashion, and it's also unbiased. So how do we do that? So that's what I'm going to present you today, and and you can always go and check out our website later on as well. We are working on fighting biased AI, misinformation, and fake news. So just initial picture, like our mission with Unbiased is to do good for the society but also use next generation technology. So how do we combine these two things? So that's our mission. So we are now living in the era of AI. So almost all the applications we are using, there is one or another part of AI involvement. So one of the key things in AI today is data. So data is everything. So data is the engine for thereof AI. So data is powering Google, data is powering Facebook, data is the new oil. But there are a lot of challenges as well within this domain of AI. So let's discuss a couple of challenges today. So as you all might know, an AI algorithm is built by humans, and it's always prone to errors. When a couple of while ago, when I was talking about AI or thinking about AI, I always used to feel the style of Terminator, right? And but as soon as I got into it and try to understand the technology, try to realize the technology, it's far away from the reality. But one has to understand that any AI algorithm is dependent on the data it's trained upon. So if the data is bad, or if the data is biased against one side or race or religion, then the algorithm is also biased. We are using AI almost in each and every application today. So bias plays a vital role in the AI applications, whether it's in healthcare or autonomous cars, or banking, finance, name it. So bias plays a vital role in making decisions related to the application. And the another thing for the companies today is the cost and time it takes to get this data, clean this data, and also build an algorithm which is unbiased. That's the reason there is a lot of difficulty for young startups to succeed in this domain. But at the same time, there are issues of trust and transparency. So in any service provider that's out there today providing the data for big companies like Volvo or Ericsson or Tesla or any other company, they don't have trust in the process, or they don't have transparency in the process. You just have to blindly trust the service provider. So these are some of the challenges. So the challenge of bias, the challenge of time and money, and the trust and transparency. So Unbiased is aimed to challenge these three problems within the AI industry. So presenting you Unbiased Data Marketplace, a crowdsourced platform built using Telos blockchain technology, you, focused on serving all the needs for data for building an efficient AI and machine learning algorithm. So, in order to build an AI algorithm, as I mentioned before, you need data. And Unbiased Data Marketplace is focused on providing that data that's needed to train these algorithms. I'm going to announce about the launch in a bit, but yeah, please just stay tuned. So, let's get into the next. So how does this work? How does the whole process of Unbiased Data Marketplace work? So we start at the beginning of the data collection process. So just for the simplicity, let's take a simple example of building an autonomous car algorithm, right? So an algorithm that needs to detect street signs in different parts of the world. So this algorithm needs data of different street signs from different locations. Excuse me. So a requester like Tesla comes to the platform and requests a data set of street signs from, let's say, India. So this request is broadcasted to all the people who are living in India and who are using this unbiased mobile app. So the people in India can start working on this task by taking a picture of street signs while they're walking on a street. So it's kind of like similar to Pokemon Go. So whenever you go outside, you can take a picture of a street sign and then upload it. So behind the scenes, what happens is basically that each and every picture is geotagged and documented on Telos blockchain. So at the end of the day, when the customer like Tesla receives this data set, they have a complete proof and transparency of what happened with their data. So they can also validate that this particular picture was taken at this point in time in this location. So they have a complete transparency in the process. Uh, and at the end of the day, they get this they get data integrity, they get these data sets and blockchain authenticity proofs, but they're also providing employment or passive income to students or people in different parts of the world. So that's one of the good things. So we can also take another example. So recently we have been contacted by a customer from China, who is interested in getting a data set from Europe. So they were in need of a data set to recognize Italian language from images. So how does this work? So they come to the platform, they request this data set, and the platform will broadcast this job request or the project request to the workers in Italy. So people in Italy can start taking pictures, start identifying what's in that picture, and upload that information. So it's a complete streamlined process. It's simple task platform where workers can do the tasks and requester can request projects. And this will act as the fundamental layer in the unbiased innovations. So two key things that's being possible with Unbiased. So we are providing an end-to-end solution for research in AI and machine learning, but also we are providing a complete transparency in the process. Next things. Okay, now it's time to talk about the launch. Yeah, so we have been working hard, and my team is working right now as well. So the data marketplace application, you can check out about data marketplace on Unbiased website, but the data marketplace application is gonna be launched in the first week of March on 6th. So stay tuned and start using hashtag unbiased march for tagging us and promoting about us. So start using unbiased march hashtag. So it's going to be on the 6th of March is the beta launch of Unbiased Data Marketplace platform. You can start working on tasks and you can start earning rewards. But also, if you know, or if you're working for a company, or if you know of a company who is working or who is in need of data sets to build AI or machine learning algorithms, they can also reach out to us and they can also list on the platform as well. So, yeah, and so what's after this launch? What do we have in the pipeline? What's going to come next? How are we going to challenge the issues of fake news and misinformation? Let's get into briefly about into that. So once we have this fundamental layer of data marketplace, it can support various things, right? So if you look into any social platform or any things that any of the solutions that's happening on the internet, everything has common principles like workers are basically, if you consider a social platform, the people who are using this application are basically the workers of the platform, right? Because we are feeding data into the platform, and there are requesters, people who are trying to extract, like brands or politicians who are trying to extract the insights from this data, or the social platforms themselves. So the data marketplace basically solves these issues for us to move forward in fighting fake news and misinformation. So in pipeline, we have Unbiased search engine and Unbiased social platform. You can check out more about them on Unbiased website. So Unbiased search engine, it's compared to other search engines, it's completely different. If you compare it with Google, for example, in Google, when you search about uh, public sentiment on Trump, just go and search public sentiment on Trump, you will be listed with thousands of links, millions of links, but you will just get lost in that data, and most of the people will not go from page 1 to page 2. So it's always hard today on the internet to get an idea of what's the public sentiment or what's the feedback or on a restaurant or a review or anything. So it's always hard to get that insight. So unbiased search engine basically addresses that. So when you search something on unbiased search engine, you basically get a complete overall idea of what's happening on a particular topic. And this is aimed at, of course, presenting all the views in a transparent way. this will act as one of the players in challenging the fake news. And then we also have the social gateway in the pipeline. I'm not going to talk much about it, but please go to the Unbiased website and check it out. And let's come back to the data marketplace a bit. So we can probably talk about how it's going to work and what kind of solutions do we provide in the data marketplace. I actually also see some questions here. Okay, I see a question from Hello Telos. When is it launching? Uh, Unbiased Data Marketplace is launching on 6th March. So please spread the word and use hashtag Unbiased March. Yeah, one good question. Why should anyone join Unbiased? That's really good. So, yeah, so that's a difficult question as well. When it comes to the enterprises, why should they use Unbiased compared to the existing service providers? Is because we also provide all the tools and benefits that they are getting from the existing service providers, but our tools are just superior in terms of transparency and auditability. But also, in addition to that, we are also innovating in trying to provide methods and tools which can be used to predict bias in a given dataset or a given algorithm. So we are working on that research together with universities here in Sweden, which will basically help build a better world, right? Because almost every application is using AI today, and if these algorithms are biased towards one side or another, we might be in a world where one type of people have advantage over the other in any services that we are using today. So if we take some examples, there are scenarios where I think you can just Google on the internet and see bias in AI and problems. So there are tons of problems with bias in AI, and we are basically trying to address that using our solutions. And why should workers join Unbiased platform? One of the things is we are mainly trying to target students from all the universities across the world, and our platform can support that. If you look at like some of our competitors on the internet, no one is providing this transparent solution is the first thing. But also our platform is mainly aimed at empowering students, because we are mainly providing forums and competitions and opportunities for students to grow and learn these technologies, to inspire them to use these technologies to build better applications. And also at the same time, while they're learning these technologies and contributing to the innovation, they can also earn some incentive. Compared to other platforms, we provide a good quality pay, which is transparent. We don't anyone can come and validate that information on the platform. And another thing is also that we are mainly focused on providing easy to use solutions. So as I mentioned before, like in the example where we had this Tesla and also data collection of street signs, people can just do that in a very simplistic manner. We are used to mobile phones and apps. All you need is just a mobile phone with internet connection. So wherever you are, you can work on certain tasks in your free time, and you can earn this passive income. And the income is also quite good pay as well. It's more than compared to the minimum wages in majority of the countries. So yeah, that's one of the good things as well. And we also have a question about what rewards are there. So, as I just mentioned, the rewards will be paid out in normal currencies, in their local currencies. So that's one of the priority things that we put on the platform. We of course had challenges in getting that solution integrated into the system, because As you all might know, like when you're working with blockchain and cryptocurrency, well, people have this misconception that whenever we say blockchain, people think that it's cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin and everything. But in reality, we are just using the technology of like to enable transparency and auditability in the processes. Uh, for us, blockchain is that essence of transparency and auditability. We are mainly focused on providing easy to use solutions for people anywhere in the world. So we have integrated solutions from service providers like Stripe, for example, which provide global payments for workers. So this is one of the unique things that we have on the platform, and we don't have any crypto tokens or unbiased tokens on the platform as of now. We are aiming to work with the regulators in order, if we wanted to go that path and do unbiased tokens or any ICO or any of that kind. We don't have any plans for ICO at this point in time. Um, yeah, okay. There is a question about the social site as well. Um, okay, let me just briefly mention about it. You can always go check out our website. But so, how does the unbiased social platform work compared to other social platforms out there? And I know that Voice is coming in the next week or so. Um, so compared to all these platforms, one of the key differences that we are trying to target is basically we want to provide a platform for content creators. So the content creators already have these existing platforms and communities that they built after after a long time effort, right? Because when you're working, when you have a channel on YouTube, or when you have a channel on Twitter, you, you have worked to earn these followers by creating good content, and it takes a lot of time and effort in order to do that. And there are many social platforms that come and go because it's always hard to get this user attention and traction, and these to attract the content creators mainly. So we are trying to take a bit of different approach when we are talking about the social platform. We see our solution as more like a social gateway rather than a social platform. When unbiased social gateway will basically act as the layer over the top of all the existing social platforms. So we provide the tool set for you to create content, and we provide the tool set for you to share this content across all the existing channels that you already established. So that's one of the key unique things that we are bringing to the table. But when you create a content using unbiased social gateway, you have inbuilt blockchain integrity with blockchain proofs on Telos blockchain. And you can also extract rewards to one place, whether it's from Voice or whether it's from Steemit. We try to provide solutions where you can extract all the rewards to one place. So we are trying to build an overarching layer over top of the existing social platforms, rather than just go and create another social platform and try. Yeah, we don't have those resources. We understand the complexity in gaining users and building a social platform. So we are targeting a different market and different users. We believe that by empowering and providing tools for content creators, we can attract users as well who consume this content and who are looking for a content which has blockchain proofs and data integrity inbuilt. So that's about the social platform that's gonna come later during this year. uh, yeah. So if you are interested much more into the social platform, please reach out to us. We are always welcoming people who are interested to learn what we do, and like if you are interested in contributing to the development, yeah, please do that as well. And one more thing I wanted to mention, as we are nearing to the launch, we are of course looking for fundings. To date, we are self-funded as a startup, but we are looking for funding. If you know of any investors that might be interested in Unbiased, just let us know. Send me a message on Telegram or any other channel, and we would be glad to talk to you and take it on further. Um, let's see. Do we have any more questions? So the people behind Unbiased. So let's talk a bit about them. So when we started in 2018, it was me and my girlfriend who started the company. So back in 2018, we were just brainstorming this idea because we were frustrated with the things that's happening on the internet with fake news and misinformation. So, and at the same time we saw this news about Facebook, right? Facebook data breach and security. So we were super frustrated, like in the direction that the society is moving. And myself, I was super kind of like depressed as well in to a certain point in time, because of all the things that's happening. And during that time, I also got into blockchain, and that kind of gave me a bit of hope in the direction that the society is moving towards. And when as a technical person myself, working with different MNCs here in Sweden, I started thinking like, how can we use these solutions together? How can we build new solutions which can help companies build a better society, but also it's like super innovative and niche as well. So that's how we started brainstorming, me and my girlfriend, and that's how we came up with the idea of Unbiased. And then soon we got some support from our advisors, Richard and Billy. You can check out their profiles on our website as well. And then we managed to establish good corporations, and we did get an innovation grant from a local agency here in Sweden, which is funded by the Swedish government in a way. So with the help of that grant, we started doing the proof of concepts and trying to like envision how does the Unbiased look, how does Unbiased feel when a user uses this application. So that's how we got started. We were funded by a innovation grant. We got support from our advisors. We got support from our partners like Alton Group, for example, in building the initial prototypes of the application. So, and since then we attracted a lot of developers, both in our team, whether it's interns or full timers or part timers. We worked with all kinds of people from various backgrounds, because because when we are building Unbiased, it's always challenging, because as humans, like, we are biased against one side or another. So when we are building Unbiased as a brand and a company, we try to we try to have different opinions and voices within the team as well, like thinking from different perspectives, bringing different opinions to the table, having diversity within the team. uh, yeah, because we think that's essential in order to build a successful company moving further within the line. So we started working like that, in a mostly like in a decentralized fashion, in at least in the beginning. And now we are a bit streamlining our ways of working, but still we are bit of decentralized team, because our team, most of the developers we have are based in India, and we have some senior developers here in Sweden, and we have our advisors and the core team here in Sweden today. And we have our cooperations with many people from Telos community as well, like Good Block, and some members from the Telos Foundation as well. So we have been working with this community for quite a while, and we have gained a lot of support as well during the last year. And today we are here and near to the launch. In next 4 weeks, we will be launching Unbiased Data Marketplace. Um, let's see what else we can talk. So let me also talk a bit again about the use cases, what kind of things that we can support with this data marketplace application. So we support three things. Remember three things. So one is data collection. We provide real-time data collection solutions. So one of the good things about this data collection solution is that you can crowdsource basically the real-time pollution data, for example. So I got this inspiration from a friend of mine who has been working with something called Open Litter Map. He has been working with that for quite a while right now. It's built on Ethereum actually, and there are thousands of people contributing to this Open Litter Map, which is a real-time pollution data map, basically, which basically showcases at what point in time, at which location there is this type of pollution, whether it's a plastic or cigarette butts or yeah, any kinds of trash, basically. And this basically, what's the purpose of this, right? So it basically helps the local governments to build their cleaning solutions in an effective manner, and also gives us an idea of how this pollution is evolving, or how can we optimize the cleaning processes, or yeah, all these kinds of innovative ideas from this data. Because the way things are moving today is data is the key thing. So whether it's pollution data, or whether it's climate change or any other problems, data is the key thing. So our platform is basically addressing that with this data collection method. And then we have the data annotations and labeling. So which is the next part. So once you have this data of images or text or anything or videos, we need to extract them into a structured fashion so that the algorithms understand, because computers are basically dumb if you don't have a structured data. So the data annotation and labeling platform basically addresses that issue. And basically the data annotation and labeling is done by humans, workers, and also a bit of help with AI. So it's combined both human and AI solution in data annotations. So in data annotations, as I mentioned before, a requester comes to the platform, request a data set, and human annotators from anywhere in the world can work on this data set. So identifying cars in an image, or identifying people in an image, or identifying street signs, or identifying text from an image. So all kinds of tasks are possible from data annotation and labeling, which basically helps us to build better solutions, better AI algorithms. And the final part, as I mentioned, data collection, data annotation, and then the third part is the data marketplace. So the data marketplace is a bit far ahead in timeline, uh, but the data marketplace is the place where you can sell the data. So this basically opens up a new market where people like us who own our data, whether it's our car sensors data, or whether it's our health related data, today we are, without knowingly, we are sharing this data with these enterprises, and behind the scenes you don't know what happens with your data. But we are providing solutions to enable companies, whether it's car manufacturers or whether it's healthcare providers. We are providing solutions where they can integrate, basically plug in and play solutions into their systems, which can enable accountability. So they basically ensure that you as an end user provide consent in order to share your data with the other third party. So you have a complete auditability in the process. So this is what the data marketplace does, and it also opens up new revenue sources for car manufacturers or healthcare providers or insurance sector, because once they have better data, they can provide better services for you. But also for you as a consumer who's sharing your data, you get better prices as well, and better revenue from that as well. So data is going to be the future, and data is going to create new revenues for different types of users. So once again, remember that we are doing three things with the data marketplace. So the data collection, data annotations, and data marketplace. So three things. Um, so there might be I don't know, like how familiar are you guys with the solutions available in the market. We can talk a bit about our competitors again in the market. So there are companies like Scale or Amazon Mechanical Turk and Figure 8. So these companies are basically doing this stuff today, like helping big companies to build their algorithms. But one of the key differences again that we bring into the table is that we bring in trust and transparency in the process. So as a service provider, our customers don't need to trust us, but at the same time the whole process is transparent, so they can use that transparency aspect and use that blockchain proofs and certificates to market their services in a better way. And it also creates this environment where their customers can also be a bit more happy and trustworthy, and they feel more secure because they have a complete auditability and transparency in the process. So this is one of the unique solutions that we provide compared to our competitors. But also we provide APIs solutions as well, which can easily scale their operations in regards to data requirements. So we have those in place as well. We took a bit of time in launching this application. One of the reasons is these things, because when we are going into this market, we want to be in a position where we are providing the existing solutions that's already there, but also in addition to that, we are trying to provide new ways of doing things. So this is what we are bringing to the table. And our goal with all our applications and innovations is to provide a one-stop shop solution where the enterprises can take advantage, users can take advantage with the data and algorithms. Um, so just during last year, what happened? So during 2018, we have been working with our development and research with unbiased applications, but also we managed to win some awards as well. I don't know if you can, if you go back in our social feed, you might have seen those. But we actually won the best AI and machine learning startup award in Sweden in 2019 from Nordic Startup Awards. And then we were also nominated for one of the best impactful startup in Sweden as well. And then we were also featured on Malta Blockchain and AI Summit. We won the best AI application of the year. We were in the top three for that nomination, for that award. And then we also won marketing campaign of the year award in Malta AI and Blockchain Summit. So we were also one of the top three there as well. So, and we were featured in many local newspapers. We and also in blogs and forums, and we did a lot of interviews as well just during last year. So during last year, our focus was on research and development mainly. And also you have to understand, like, we are a self-funded startup, so it took us a bit of time to do the funding and everything, secure everything by ourselves. And so yeah, so that's one of the reasons we are a bit um, ahead in time now in 2020, but we are there, and we are launching on 6th of March. And start using Unbiased March hashtag whenever you posting something about Unbiased. And yeah, I don't think I have anything else to add. As I mentioned before, we are of course looking for funding. If you know of any investors who would be interested in unbiased solutions, just reach out to us or connect us with them, and we would be glad to have a meeting with them. So, what are our plans in the coming weeks? So, we will make announcements. We will do some press releases during the upcoming month. about Unbiased, the upcoming applications, but also we have some exciting announcements in the pipeline. We are just waiting for some final validations and approvals. But once that's done, we will do some interesting announcements as well, which will bring uh, not only value for Unbiased, but also to the whole Telos ecosystem as well. Uh, I didn't touch on about why we are interested in Telos or why we joined Telos. I can briefly talk about it if we don't have any further questions. Yeah. So why Telos? Telos is blockchain I'm super passionate about on a personal level because I was one of the founding members together with Douglas and others in the beginning of all when it all started. So when initially Douglas came to me back in June, I guess in 2018. Um, Yes, Telos is the best. Yeah, of course. I would say Telos is the best blockchain out there in the market today because of many numerous reasons that I can't even finish in this um, live stream today. I would say like a couple of things though, like why we choose Telos over compared to other blockchains like EOS or Wax or Meet One or yeah Links. So one of the key reasons is, of course, Telos has a good governance mechanisms in place, which is